That's where they caught me, or where this fragrance caught me.
I don't know, I never had an experience like this with perfume. Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I have been gone for the last 4 to 5 years approximately, but I'm really happy to be back today with a video that I've wanted to film basically for the last 4 to 5 years. However, I didn't do it because I didn't have a camera, or I didn't have the time, or I wasn't in the headspace, or etc, etc, etc. But now today is the day. And I'm really excited to share my updated perfume collection with you today, because the last one that I did, as I just said, 4 to 5 years ago, and also a lot of perfumes have exited basically my collection, but there's also a lot that have, like, that I've added to it and that I started loving a lot. I've even found my favorite fragrance for myself, basically my signature scent. Let's start the video. Okay, we have kind of a tight program, let's say, today, because I don't think I said it, but I have 20 perfumes in my collection currently that I all want to show you, and that I have all researched the hard notes, hard notes, top notes and base notes, just so you can get a better understanding of how things smell. I will describe how those perfumes smell to me personally as well, what they remind me of basically. Some of them make me quite nostalgic, so bear with me for that. Other than that, I just have to say, enjoy my collection. If you have any questions, pop a comment down below. Please do not forget, if you like the video, thumbs up, subscribe, and yeah, I think I will be doing a lot more perfume videos for the next weeks, months, let's see. But I have a lot of ideas that I want to make come to fruition. Also, one more thing that I have to say before I start is English is not my native language, as you probably heard in the first 2 sentences. And I'm doing my best. Sometimes I will forget a word, maybe I'll have to look it up, but all of that is absolutely fine, because I also want to improve my English a bit. So, the first perfume that we are starting with today is one that I have almost used up, and it's my signature summer scent. It's not my signature all-time scent for all of the different seasons, but it's basically my signature summer scent. I have received a lot of compliments for it, and when I smell it, it just reminds me of summer 2 years ago when I was in Croatia and I was using this perfume basically every day. I bought it for this purpose, and it's Chloé Nomade. Yeah, it focused, great. As you can see, it's almost empty, and this is the Eau de Parfum, the just regular, no differences anywhere. And oh my god, it smells just so amazing. Top notes are Mirabelle, bergamot, lemon and orange. You will see in this video that I have a lot of bergamot orange stuff, so apparently that's like notes that I really enjoy in perfumes. Then the hard notes are freesia, peach, jasmine and rose. And the base notes are oak moss, patchouli, amberwood, white musk and sandalwood. I also have a lot of perfumes today with patchouli, with white musk and also with amberwood. Also vanilla, but those are like some of the notes that I really love. I think they are very feminine, I think they are very sensual, and yeah. However, this one, what I enjoy about this one so much is it's quite sweet, in my opinion, but it's also, no, it's not really sweet, it's like citrusy, but it's also like fresh and a bit sweet, and the combination makes this so dreamy. It just smells literally like summer in a field, eating fruit, basically, for me, in a flower field. It's just, I could bathe in this, basically. I also have the body lotion, I've already had 2 of them and I used both of them up, because basically if you use the body lotion you don't have to use the perfume anymore, so that's a pro. So I can also really recommend body lotion, and it's also quite nourishing. Yeah, just great. Cannot complain about that at all. So the second perfume is also a summer scent. So the next one is one that I got as a present, and that I probably would have never picked up myself if I had been in the store, just because I'm kind of, okay, this might be a bit controversial, but I'm kind of a luxury scent kind of girl, and anything under like 50 euro, I probably won't smell it, because I just don't believe in that it will smell good enough to actually put money in it. That's maybe a toxic mindset. However, the scent that I'm talking about is the Yves Rocher Eau Fraîche Chèvreville. So this, as you will be able to tell in a second, actually does not have, this one, as you will be able to tell, does not have any top notes, hard notes, base notes, at least not what I could tell from perfume note websites basically, or from Yves Rocher, the website themselves. It's just honeysuckle. So the only note in here is basically honeysuckle, and I really love it. It just smells really, really fresh, and like for summer it's perfect for those days where it's like over 30 degrees in Germany, where you just wear a dress and you just go out, where anything sweet would be just too heavy and nauseating basically. That's what it's for. And it's just fresh and amazing. You cannot go wrong with a fresh scent in summer basically. I don't have a lot to say about it because it's not a complex scent, you know. So the next one, also basically a summer scent, I would say. And I have not known this brand until I got this as a present, and I'm kind of ashamed of it, because especially in the like perfume community, it's a very known name, I would argue, and it's the Jo Malone Fig and Lotus Flower Cologne, and it looks like this. It's a very pretty bottle, and what I also really loved about it was the packaging that it came in. Basically, it came in this very pretty carton, this very pretty box, and it had like the bow. And when I got this as a present, I was like so happy. Just as I'm such a sucker for packaging, and when I got this, I immediately loved it, even though I hadn't smelled it. You cannot go wrong with perfume as a present with me. And basically, oh my god, it smells so good. It smells so fresh. And I mean, the name basically already tells you what it smells like. It's fig and it's lotus flower. However, what it does not say is that the fig is kind of a milky scent, so it's not like a completely fresh fig. I mean, it does smell fresh, but it has like a milky thing to it. And the lotus flower gives it the freshness, and there's also as a base note vetiver in there. So basically the top note is the fig, the hard note is the lotus flower, and the base note is the vetiver. Vetiver, I don't know how to pronounce it in English, but this basically smells like being in Ibiza, because I was once in Ibiza and I saw a fig tree, so basically that's what I think about now when I smell this, even though I didn't use it in Ibiza. But yeah, it smells like standing next to fig trees basically, and it's summer and you're happy. Yeah, that's what I would say. Cannot go wrong with it. Love it. Have not used too much of it, which I don't understand why. I have all of my perfumes in a box and I haven't picked that one up, because I always use the one on the top shelf, which have been different ones. Yeah, but I think I will take it out now because I love it, and it's a summer scent, definitely, for me at least. Also, everything that I will say in this video is just my personal opinion, and if I say that something is a summer scent, for somebody else it might be like, are you crazy? This is an evening scent for winter. But it's just my own perception, you know? So, I think everyone is entitled to their own opinion and preferences. Having said that, Next one up is pretty much a classic, which is the Yves Saint Laurent Libre. And as you can tell, I have a very big bottle because I also got this as a gift. And this one is like a love-hate relationship for me because it does really give that vibe of like a strong, independent woman. And it does smell really nice, but I kind of miss, like for me, because I love sweet scents, I kind of miss a bit of sweetness. I don't know, but it does smell really nice. It smells like in top notes lavender, tangerine orange, blackcurrant, and bitter orange. Then in the heart note, we have lavender, orange blossom, and jasmine. And as the base notes, we have vanilla, we have musk, cedar, and ambergris. And let me tell you, it does smell really great. I understand the hype. It's just not 100% up my valley, if you know. I like a bit more girly feminine perfumes. But of course, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous scent. I'm not saying anything bad about it. I cannot say anything about longevity with my perfumes, by the way, because I respray them quite frequently anyhow. Yeah, okay, so we have that one. The next one up would also be an Yves Saint Laurent, which I have showed you in the first perfume collection that I did a couple of years ago, and I still have it. And I have quite the big and heavy bottle of it, honestly. I would not recommend this for traveling. But it's this one. It's the Yves Saint Laurent Mon Paris. Also my French. I'm also not a native French speaker. Please don't hate on me for my accents. But, oh my god, this is what I meant when I said nostalgia. Because I started using this perfume when I was like 20 years old, maybe 19, 20, like just the beginning of my 20s, and it just reminds me of still being a student, of having a working student job, of working in an office for the first time, trying on business casual outfits and just starting my career basically. And it warms my heart and it smells so nice. And this might be a summer scent, but because I have worn it mostly in autumn, I would say it's an autumn scent, honestly. But amazing scent, really. I will forever love this basically, and I will always have to have it in my collection. Even though I don't use it as frequently as I once did. So, let's get to the notes. That's the thing that probably everybody wants to know most of all. So the top notes are strawberry, raspberry, pear, orange, tangerine, Calabrian bergamot, and cologne. So basically it's a very fruity perfume, but I cannot really smell the fruit. I don't know, it smells much more musky to me. So also the heart notes are peony, Arabic jasmine, Chinese jasmine, Datura blossom, and orange blossom. And also as the base notes, we have Indonesian patchouli leaf, patchouli, white musk, that's what I said, smells like musk, and ambroxane. Oh, and moss and cedar. Wow. That's a lot. It's a very complex perfume, as you can tell. There's lots of top notes, lots of heart notes, and also lots of base notes. It's not always the best thing for me personally when a perfume has so many complex notes, but this one has really rocked it. Like, this is amazing. Cannot go wrong with it. Patchouli, as I said in the beginning, love it. So next one up, we have, oh, I love that one. We have my current favorite perfume. It's not my signature scent, but currently it's my favorite scent. And it's the Carolina Herrera, I don't know how to pronounce it, Good Girl Blush Eau de Parfum. So it's basically the new one, and look at this gorgeous bottle. Like, excuse me, Can it get any more girly and feminine than that? I doubt it, honestly. It's so gorgeous. And usually what I do with this is just put it on my top shelf, right up there where you can see the picture. And it just sits there, and anyone who comes to visit knows exactly like what's up with me and my perfume. The thing with this, okay, it's actually a funny story how I bought it, because I haven't really been up to date with like Pure and Sense or what's coming out, etc, etc. And I was in Tenerife in April, and I went into a drugstore and they had lots of different perfumes, and they were all, yeah, they all smelled amazing basically, but most of them I thought were kind of boring. And then this one was displayed very nicely. I later learned why, because it's a new perfume from her, or from the brand. And I just sprayed it on my wrist and I walked out. I was like, yeah, it smells amazing, but I don't want to spend like, I don't know how much money on a new perfume when I have 19 others basically. And yeah, I walked out. And later I was sitting down in a cafe, I was drinking a spritz, and I just couldn't stop smelling my wrist. I was just like all the time like this. It smells so amazing, it smells so amazing. And basically I said, I have to go back, don't I? And so I went back and I bought the perfume. And I bought the 30 milliliter version for 50 euro basically. What I also later learned is that the same like amount, the same bottle in Germany costs like 80 something euros, and I was kind of shocked. I was like, why did I buy it for 30 something euro cheaper? And I learned that it's because in Tenerife a lot of perfumes and cosmetics are cheaper than in the rest of Europe, basically because some tax reason. Yeah, so pro tip, if you are going to Tenerife, I don't know if it also applies to the other Canarian islands, but if you go to Tenerife, go and buy your perfume there if you get the chance, because it's worth it. It's probably a lot cheaper. So, you cannot, oh, I almost forgot the notes. So basically, it's in the top note we have bergamot and tangerine orange. In the heart note we have peony, we have rosewater, and we have ylang ylang. I don't know if you pronounce it like that, never heard of it before. And as the base notes, we have vanilla and we have tonka bean. It's not a lot, but the composition is just so great, and it smells so feminine. It smells so girly. And it's also kind of sexy, honestly. That's my opinion. I've read a lot of reviews on the internet saying it's basically the good girl perfume. Not in my opinion. In my opinion, it's very, very sensual, and I also asked a male about it and he said the same. So that's two opinions that differ. Next one up, we have the Guerlain, Mon Guerlain Eau de Parfum. I don't know which way is the right, this is the right one. Yeah, that's the bottle. It's a very big one as well. But I love it. Yeah. So, I don't like this one very much anymore, to be honest. I don't know if I ever liked it very much, but it is... it smells a bit old to me. I don't know, it's nothing modern, nothing unexpected in it. It's just... it's a nice perfume, don't get me wrong. It's feminine. Theoretically, it has everything that I love in a perfume. But somehow it just smells like a granny perfume to me. I'm sorry. I don't know. I just don't like it that much. I mean, it is nice, and I know that a lot of people love this scent. Maybe it's just not for me and my pH. Who knows what it is. So, in the top notes, we have lavender and bergamot. You know what? Maybe it's the lavender. Because I also kind of have a problem with the Libre Eau de Parfum that I showed before. And the top note is also lavender. So maybe I'm just not a sucker for lavender perfumes, honestly. That might be it, honestly. Lavender and bergamot. The heart notes iris, Arabic jasmine, and rose. And in the base notes, we have vanilla, coumarin, Australian sandalwood, licorice, benzoin resin, and patchouli. So probably what I like about it is the patchouli and the vanilla and the jasmine, etc. But I think the thing that annoys me is the lavender. I'm probably the only person in the world who doesn't like lavender in their perfume. I mean, I like the scent lavender in itself, but like not on my skin for some reason. I don't know. I'm always stressed. I should try to like it more because lavender has calming qualities. Okay, let's stop babbling and let's continue with the next perfume, which has an extravagant flacon, and it's this one. It's the Juicy Couture Viva la Juicy Rose Eau de Parfum. So it's basically the Viva la Juicy but the rose version. And the name basically already tells you what it smells like, because it smells like roses. But not only like roses. We also have in here pear, tangerine orange, and jasmine for the top notes. Then for the hard notes we have rose, peony, and Arabic jasmine. And for the base note we have ambroxane, iris, and benzoin resin again. It smells nice, it's fresh, it's feminine, it's a good perfume. I don't reach for it that often, it's like half full still. But yeah, yeah, it's just good perfume. I don't know what to say, honestly, with a gorgeous bottle, of course. So let's give you the top notes. For the top notes, we have amber, cedar, and saffron. And for the hard notes, we have cedar and fir balm, so twice cedar. And for the base note, basically, we have amber and ambroxane. That's what the website of Èclat said. However, let's continue. Okay, the next one is really quite interesting because I got this as a present. And when I was doing the research today, I learned that it's actually a dupe for the Baccarat Rouge, which is crazy expensive. And this one, as the internet says, smells basically the same, which is crazy to me. And it's the Èclat number 938 Eau de Parfum. And if you know Baccarat Rouge, that's what it smells like. If you have never smelled Baccarat Rouge, let me just give you the notes. It smells very, it smells like very elegant, and it's not my usual type of perfume. It's not sweet necessarily, or there's no vanilla or patchouli or anything. And it smells great. It smells amazing, honestly. It smells like a fresh, elegant perfume. Basically elegant and expensive. Because the real one, that's not the dupe, is expensive. Maybe that's why. But it smells really good. And it smells like an independent woman, which we love. Okay, let's continue with... one of my all-time favorites. I'm not sure if I had it in the first perfume collection that I did, but I will forever love this one. It's the Armani C, and I have used this like crazy during my party times, basically. A friend of mine used it, and one day we met and I was just like, girl, what are you wearing? You smell amazing. I need to have your perfume. What the heck? And she basically told me that it's Armani C. And so I went and bought it for myself. And then my mother smelled it on me. And then my mother bought it. And then my grandma smelled it on me. And then my grandma wanted to have it as a birthday present. So now we all have the same perfume. We all love the scent. It's a classic in my opinion. A lot of people probably hate this one. I don't understand why. It's so sexy, so sensual, so nice. I love it. Let me give you the notes. It's blackcurrant for the top note, nothing else. For the heart note, we have May Rose and Freesia. And for the base notes, we have vanilla, we have patchouli, we have woody notes, and we have ambroxane. So, vanilla, patchouli, woody notes, everything that makes me love a perfume, with a bit of flower stuff and fruits. Oh, it's so good. Also, it makes me nostalgic. Next one. Oh, that's also a classic. Also, a lot of people hate it. Probably because of the... Yeah, a lot of people are wearing this perfume or like have worn it and it's super basic. But I still have it in my collection. It was a gift, but I almost used it up. I loved it. And it's... Probably you can already tell from the bottle, it's the Mugler Alien. The top note is Arabic jasmine, the heart note is cashmere, and the base note is amber, sorry. I forgot how it smelled actually, I need to remind myself. I will smell like all of the different perfumes I have. Oh my god, I love it. Why do people hate things just because they are basic? Aren't they basic or mainstream and popular for a reason? Okay, next one up is one funny story about the scent that I'm gonna present now. I was at an event and I was wearing this perfume and a woman came to me and asked me, I didn't know who that woman was, and she asked me, I just smelled your perfume. Could you please tell me what it is? And then she gave me paper and pen and I had to write down which perfume I was wearing because she loved it so much. Hilarious story. But it's the Bottega Veneta Illusione. Those two actually, the Bottega Veneta Illusione and the C, have been not recommendations from my friend, but I smelled them on my friend and then I decided to buy them. So this one, it just smells so good and it's almost empty. I need to buy a new one. It smells also very sensual. It smells like summer. It smells like lying in the sun for a long time and your skin mixes a bit with like water and a bit of, it sounds disgusting, but a bit of sweat, but not like disgusting sweat, just like, you know what I mean? And like your perfume and it smells so good. A bit of... I think there's orange in it, but maybe I am full of... Let's see. The base notes are crazy. Olive tree and tonka bean. Very sensual. Love it. Perfect for summer. But I think you could also wear it in autumn, honestly, in winter. It's like an all year round perfume for me. Maybe not spring, but all the other seasons. All the other seasons. Okay, let's see which one I haven't touched on. I think the next one would be... the Ariana Grande Cloud. Ariana has done a lot of perfumes, I think, but this is the only one that I own because... Which is a crazy story. My mom had it in her house, and any time I would come to her, I would always spray myself with this perfume because it's basically everything that I love in a perfume. It smells like a cloud. It's so sweet. It smells a bit like in German it's Zuckerwatte. I will insert what it's called in English, but it's so good. So basically the top notes are lavender, pear and bergamot. That's crazy because the lavender in the top note does not seem to bother me in this perfume, so maybe the other ones are just not good perfumes. I don't know, but maybe this composition is different. I don't know. I love it. In the heart note, we have whipped cream, we have chocolate candy, we have coconut vanilla, and we have vanilla orchid. And in the base note, musk and woody notes. Anything woody, I love it. and anything. So it's a very good perfume. I cannot say anything else about it. With the Hollister Wave 2 Eau de Parfum. I got this as a present. I probably would have never picked it up for myself, but it's almost empty and I loved it, or I love it. So the top notes are coconut, peach and tangerine orange. The heart note are tiare flower, water lily and rose freesia. And as the base notes, very interesting in my opinion, we have sand, we have driftwood, and we have orchid. As I was researching the perfumes, I tried to imagine what driftwood smelled like. And then I smelled this perfume, and I was basically like, yeah, no, it makes sense. So it smells basically like a hot day at the beach eating ice cream. I love it. Next one is also a summer scent. It's the Sunflowers Morning Garden by Elizabeth Arden. And in the top notes we have grapefruit, we have bergamot, we have red currant, we have neroli and we have pink pepper. In the heart notes we have sunflower, peony, rose oil, honeysuckle again. And as the base note we have musk, vetiver and cedar. It smells amazing. One thing about this perfume is making me think about this perfume is making me think of my grandma, because my mom gave this to me as a present and also to her. So we have the same perfume and my grandma used it a lot because she loved it. I mean, me too. Look, it's almost empty. But it always reminds me of my grandma when I smell it or wear it, which is kind of funny. Also, I am wearing pants. It's just hot pants because it's warm. If you see a bit of skin off my leg. Yeah, so basically it smells very, very fresh, as you could probably tell from the whole packaging. Like the packaging, I have to say I'm kind of about the packaging, because it's like, you know, it's not the prettiest bottle, but the price point is also very fair, so what am I going to say? But yeah, you cannot go wrong with it if you like very fresh perfumes. I usually am not the super fresh type of perfume girl, but this one is really nice. Oh my god. I also have hay fever, so right now it's actually okay, but sometimes I'm just a bit, you know. Okay, next one up, we have a very sweet perfume. Like, let me tell you, you should not use too much of it, and it's not an office perfume at all. Don't wear this in the office. Some people might actually start hating you. But I liked it a lot some time ago, but now it's too much for me, honestly. I don't know. I didn't have many other perfumes at the time. Maybe that's not true, but some of my all-time favorites that I have in my collection now have entered after this one, so maybe that's the reason. But it's the Roberto Cavalli Gemma di Paradiso. I mean, the bottle is really, really pretty. We cannot say anything about that. But it's very, very sweet. So if you like perfumes that other people would call headache perfumes, or perfumes that are like way too much, then you will love this. It's basically pear, tangerine, orange in the top note, and jasmine and flowery notes in the heart note. And in the base note we have vanilla, precious woods and amber. Not that much, but it smells interesting. That's what I can say. It's just very, very strong. You don't need more than 1, maximum 2 sprays of this. Like, please, don't do more. For the others, you know. Next one up is one that I haven't used too much, to be honest. It's almost full. And it's the Givenchy L'Interdit. If that's how you pronounce it, I have to hide myself. Let's do it like the beauty YouTubers. It does smell good, don't get me wrong. It smells very interesting. It smells very, very rich. It smells very expensive. kind of reminds me a bit of the Baccarat Rouge, honestly, like the dupe at least. Yeah, they are kind of similar. No, for real. This is just a bit more intense than the Baccarat Rouge dupe. And this is maybe a bit sweeter, I don't know. Top notes are aldehydes, strawberry, spices, peach, bergamot, tangerine, orange. In the hard note, we have rose. In the hard note, we have iris, violet, daffodil, orris root, rose, ylang ylang, lily of the valley, and jasmine. In the base note, we have sandalwood, we have amber, we have musk, we have tonka bean, we have benzoin resin, and vetiver. So basically, again, a very complicated composition. I don't know who thinks of these things. And that's very interesting to me, actually. Like, who are those people? Like, except for Jo Malone. I saw an interview with her and know a bit more about her, but like, who designs these fragrances? And like, with what in mind? What's the inspiration? Do they just throw random things together and see what comes out, or is there a plan behind it? Probably also depends on the designer of the perfume. Do you even say designer? I should get a book on perfume if I want to make videos about it. But let's not be too strict, shall we? Okay, we are almost through. Next one, I don't like this at all. It's almost full. Don't even know why I have it. It's strange. It's the Emmanuel Ungaro. Top note is saffron, hard note is jasmine, and base note is amber. Not a very complicated scent. Still not my thing. It's like too spicy, if that makes any sense. It smells like spicy. Maybe because of the saffron. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense, actually. Okay. We are almost through. We just have 2 more. I will do my signature all-time favorite scent in the end. And now I have one that I'm kind of mortified to share, like kind of embarrassed, because it's it's kind of the perfume all of the 12-year-olds wear in Germany. I don't know if it still is like that, but when I was going to school, we all had those perfumes because they were like 3, 4, 5, 6 euros. And it's those ones. Actually, this is a new bottle. I think I bought it when one day I was going out partying and I remembered that I forgot to put any fragrance on. And I thought that was so terrible that I bought this. And as you can tell, I probably only used it on that evening, and after that, not anymore. But it also reminds me of my youth. Because there was like mini love, there was mini sexy, there was mini sweet, I don't know, so many mini different versions. Don't smell like anything here. Let's put it here. Hope I don't have to go out with all of these scents on. It will subside. You know what? It doesn't smell bad. For the price point, it's actually quite good. It's okay. It's nothing special for me, but it's nostalgia, you know? So basically this one smells is from Ulrich de Varens. It's the Mini Love Eau de Parfum. The top notes are raspberry, tangerine, and cranberry. Hard notes, cherry blossom, cyclamen, and peach. And for the base notes, we have grapefruit and sandalwood. Yeah, it's okay. But I wouldn't, like, you know, I have scents that I love so much more that I just don't reach for this one. Now, please give me some drum roll. Because the next perfume is the one that I smelled once in a store 1 year and 3 months ago. Maybe 1.5 years ago, something like that. And I smelled it and I basically thought, I need to have this in my life. I just need to have it. I just smelled it and it immediately captured me. I don't know, I never had an experience like this with perfume. I knew of the standard version of it, but not of the intense version. That's where they caught me, or where this fragrance caught me, and it's a classic, okay? It's a classic. It's the Chanel Coco Mademoiselle Intense. So, I have known the Coco Mademoiselle without the Intense, and I liked it. I had a dupe of it when I was like 17, and I loved it. It just smelled very innocent, and for a 17-year-old, like when I was 17, I thought it was very fitting and I loved it. But later, when I smelled it like the normal version in the stores, I was like, there is something missing. I wasn't quite sure what was missing exactly, but something was like not 100% right. It smelled a bit too innocent for me, like when I was 24, 25, 26. Not that I'm not innocent, that's not what I want to say. But I think you get the point, okay? So, oh my god. When I smelled the intense one, I fell in love immediately. First sniff, so good. So ridiculously good. And I get complimented on this all the time when I wear it. Let me give you the notes of this one. So, top notes are Sicilian orange, Calabrian bergamot, and lemon. Then for the hard notes, we have rose and fruity jasmine, whatever that might mean. And as the base notes, spoiler, everything that I love, patchouli, vanilla, tonka bean, white musk, and labdanum raisin. And it's just amazing. It smells very self-assured, empowered, elegant, you know, just, but still feminine. It's like a feminine power scent. It's like, yes, I'm very, like, this screams to me, I'm very feminine. I love my femininity. You know, I love my femininity, but I'm also very fierce and strong, and I go after what I want, and I don't take any shit, but I'm doing all of that with grace. That's what it smells like to me, and that's why I love it so much, because that's who I strive to be, and I think I am kind of, if I can say so myself. So amazing. I will forever love this, probably. And I have got the big bottle. I started out with the small one. It's almost empty, but I already have the big one. So yeah, cannot go wrong with the Coco Mademoiselle Intense. And that was the last perfume, my signature scent that I found 1.5 years ago. You know, I was always looking for a signature scent. I was always like, oh, I have no real scent that I would call my signature scent, or that I love so much, or that I identify with so much, or that I can wear basically all throughout the year, yada yada yada. And then I smelled this one day in a random perfume shop, and I immediately knew it. I immediately knew. Maybe that's what people mean with love, like when they experience love at first sight. Smell at first sight, maybe, in this case. Or maybe that's what people mean when they say, when you know, you know. That's what I felt with this one. When you know, you know. Okay. I cannot believe it. We are actually through. That was my updated perfume collection, 2023 summer edition. I will see if anything big changes in my collection, so that I will do an updated version in the winter or in the fall. I don't think so, because honestly I have so many perfumes that I just showed you. I kind of have to use some of them up, because I think they spoil after a certain while, don't they? I'm not sure. Maybe I will give some of them away, like my mom loves perfume, maybe she wants to have some that I don't love anymore, maybe my sister, or yeah, let's see. It's better than having them standing here when nobody uses them and cannot love them properly. Yeah, if you have anything that you would like to see, pop it down below. So I hope you stick around. I really hope you enjoyed this video. And if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you so much if you have stayed until now. It was a lot, I know. But I hope I could give you some inspiration for some very nice perfumes. Maybe you have found something that you would love to have in your collection as well. Maybe you have something in your collection too and we can be friends. Pop a comment down below. I would be very happy, and yeah, let me know if there's anything you would like to see from me. And yeah, thanks a lot. Bye.